My dearest honey, today I want to share with you just a general start off with our product knowledge. Throughout your journey with us, I will go into depth with each product and each line and teach you a whole lot more. But I want to start out today to just give you a brief overview so that you can understand that our product is actually guaranteed. Now we've got beautifully crafted costume jewelry, sunglasses, watches, handbags, and so much more. And we make sure that our products are made by skilled craftsmen, which will use modern techniques. And they are really carefully inspected at every stage of manufacturing. Because what we want to do is we want to make sure that our plating lasts, that we've got a high quality finished product, because we have got a brand that has really crept into the hearts of so many people in our country. And that brand always says that whatever I have ordered, when it reaches me, it's even better than what I thought. So let me just briefly take you through our guarantee. So we do a lot of things which you might not notice if it's not pointed out to you. That we want to make sure that our product is well taken care of, protected, well presented. So, first of all, you will find your handbags when they arrive at you, all the metal parts will have some kind of a covering on it. The strap will have a covering on it. It's packed with a tissue paper to ensure that it is nicely that it transported without shaving and scratching. It is always in a dust cover. And at this point, I think it's very important that you know that when you go to your client, I prefer to not unpack a handbag before I go to my client. Reason being, I don't want her to receive an item that looks like it's been opened before. So, at my client, when I deliver the product to her, I do a product inspection. If you are sending the product to a client and you use a courier service, what you maybe want to do is give your client a heads up and say, me, prior to sending the parcel to you, I am going to open your product and check and make sure that the quality is correct. I usually do that in front of my client, but I don't want to post something to you and then there's something wrong with it. So just always give that heads up, because then when the product arrives, she can see that it's been opened, but then she knows why. I think it's that elevates just the level of service that you bring to your client if you give her this heads up front. The same go with our shoes. Our shoes are neatly packed, each shoe in its own dust cover inside the box. Now, what I do here again is I want to teach my client to keep her handbag when she puts it away in the dust cover. Sometimes, especially when bags are lying on top of each other, um, some material sometimes bleeds and it gets sticky. When you pull them apart, you pull the top layer off. I mean, that's not good. Or just the color actually gives off. And then you've got this beautiful plain handbag with like little ghosts images of the previous bag that actually lied on top of them. So therefore, I teach my clients to put their handbag in the dust cover and then stack them or lay them or pack them however it is that they keep their handbags in their cupboards. The same with shoes. I prefer for my shoes to go each in its dust cover, then inside the box, and the box inside the inside my cupboard. I mean, we've actually gone to great lengths. So why would we not put away our jewelry in that manner? A lot of this packaging goes um, in a waste bin and is seen as unnecessary. And at the end of the day, it's actually there to help your product stay perfect. When we look at our jewelry, it will always be packed on a firm carton where the product is actually fixed on inside of a cellophane bag and then inside a little material bag. Now, when again, I advise my clients when they put away their product, if they do not have a packed jewelry um, system with little holders or velvet covers, I prefer the jewelry goes in this little packet to make sure that it doesn't get scratched. Especially when you've got a small little thin chain, you know they not only do they break easily, but they knot so easily. So I prefer to keep them in my little bag. When we look at watches, they come fastened on a little cushion or sometimes on a piece of carton to keep it nice and pretty when you open it. But when you put away your watch, especially if you're somebody that has got multiple watches, we supply you with this beautiful, sturdy box, not only to make it presentable to your client, and it's so easy to give a watch as a gift, it is the perfect gift. So even in gifting, it just goes with a beautiful ribbon. But if you put it away, wipe it off with a damp cloth, put it into the box, and put it into your drawer, and you know that the product is protected. Now, let's talk about care and guarantee. We've already spoken a lot about care right now, but it is important that you understand that our product, if it gets the proper care, it will last so much longer. And that is why we teach you as a sales consultant, and then you take that same information and teach your client. Now, let's talk about earrings. I like to clean my earring every time that I have worn it, just because it gathers so much dust and stickiness. I just wipe it down with a soft, damp cloth. I don't wash my jewelry with harsh chemicals like Handy Andy or dishwashing liquid. We have got our own cleaning solution which you can wash your jewelry with, but make sure that you never wash items that have got stones glued into them. If you look at the earrings on this little side, you'll see that these earrings are clasped. So those are earrings that I will wash in my liquid solution. But if it was a set of pave earrings where there's many stones in it, and I have got my earrings, I would wipe it off with a damp cloth. I would not submerge that into water. Items like purses that are frequently used have got a lot more wear and tear on them, but then our purses are so stunningly priced that a client can really once a year actually invest in a new purse. Um, I think what is very important is if we teach our clients how to take care of our jewelry, it changes the way they take care of it. And it's our responsibility to tell our client so that they don't do something with the product and then come back and then figure out it was their own mistake. Now, I sell with confidence to my customer. And I will always teach them to not spray perfume, for instance, all over their product. Perfume really is made of chemicals, and that will, or not only just chemicals, but oils, and that will damage my product. So I put my jewelry on and I spray my perfume away from my jewelry. I teach that to my client as well. My handbags, I don't drop them in the cupboard or on a pile. I don't shove my shoes into a whole pile into my cupboard because that will leave marks. And I love my honey shoes. They are so stylish and I don't want them to damage unnecessarily. So we believe so much in our product that we have got a 28-day guarantee. So we say that we believe, first of all, we take responsibility for our product and we maintain the highest quality. And therefore, we believe in our product so much that if you have bought it and within the first 28 days, taking note that it's not been damaged as a result of excessive wear, impact, negligence, tampering, or non adherence to the cleaning and care instructions. If something goes wrong with your product in the first 28 days, we will replace it for you with a brand new one. Um, what is guaranteed in here? Let's say you buy a necklace and the clasp breaks, or the stone falls out, or anything that's just a normal breakage. We cover that in our first 28 days. What is not covered? Like I said, when somebody has really excessively worn the item, pushed it beyond its limits. Sometimes you get ladies that will load things in a handbag, which is so heavy, and that handbag is not made for that weight. So, throughout our care instructions and our training, we're going to teach you those things, but be aware of those kind of items. Obviously, in this slide is our jewelry cleaner, as well as our ear care. Now, I love using this because my ears are very sensitive. I clean both my earlobes with it, as well as the posts of my earrings, and that has allowed me to wear any earring Honey has ever put onto the table. When we talk about watches, our watches are guaranteed for 1 year on the mechanism, which is the inner workings of the watch. Your strap is guaranteed in the first 28 days. After the 28 days, let's say 6 months down the line, your strap breaks, it is not covered in the guarantee. However, you can just go to a local jeweler and buy a new strap, because they usually sell straps in various sizes and colors, and you should easily find one that suits your watch. The mechanism of your watch, like I said, that is guaranteed for 1 year. But somewhere through the use of your watch, your battery will run out. And what I then suggest is to go to a pharmacy and not to the China shops and get a proper branded battery. Those little batteries that you buy from the China shops in the big sheet, I have found that they are not only ineffective, but they actually damage the working mechanism of my watch. So, about once a year, I replace my watch's battery, and it's perfect to wear again. Also, make sure that you know that honey is not held responsible for the acidity of your skin. Some people have got such high acid levels in their skin, and they know because they turn everything green. And I mean, even the acidity levels in their skin even turn real gold and silver, green and black. So just always make note of the fact that the acidity level of a person's skin is on their own. They will know. You don't even have to ask them. They will always just tell you, my necklaces always turn green. So then you know they've got a very high acid level. And what I then do is I take them to the stainless steel collection, and I also take them to the beads, things that are with beads, with natural straps, like the leather straps and those things. And that is what they can then very comfortably wear. Now, your aim from day one is to sell 1 unit a day. So 1 unit at Honey, we count that as an item costing 250 Rand. If you can focus on selling 1 unit a day, you can put just about 50 Rand per day in your pocket. Obviously, when you've sold a higher price item like a pair of shoes or even a handbag, it counts for 2 to 3 units a day. And very often people buy a pair of shoes that goes with a matching handbag, which can easily then equate to 6 units a day, which means you can put up to 300 Rand profit in your bag every single day. Now, the focus is on how to sell for 2,500 Rand. And I do the sum of 2.5 because that will give you roughly 500 Rand, is by engaging in all the products in all the catalogs. Don't just only focus on selling handbags, sell the whole range, because a client can only buy so many handbags and then she has like saturated her cupboard with handbags. But if you would cross sell through all the ranges and also go into our repeatable products, you will have that continuous clientele service that you can actually give your client. Now, I just want to thank you. This was a, a detailed introduction to product knowledge. And as I said, you will see some more product knowledge, which is then aimed at every single item on its own. But straight away out of the jumping blocks, it is important that you know that we've got a care instruction, that we've got a guarantee, because that separates us from the people out there that sells the same product as we. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this. I am your host, I am your team leader, I'm your mentor, Corne, and for me, it's a huge privilege that you have joined my team.